The Bank of Japan has stood by its ultra-loose monetary policy and kept key rates in negative territory. BOJ chief, that's Kazuo Ueda, warning that economic conditions remain uncertain. Some traders were betting on a change, but were disappointed in the BOJ's reluctance to drop its status as the world's last central bank with negative rates. They led the yen to weaken by as much as 1.5% against the dollar, the biggest drop in the currency since the end of October. More CNA's Michiyo Ishida joins us live from Tokyo. Michiyo, what sort of evidence does the BOJ need to see before it can make that call to exit negative rates?
Well, the Bank of Japan's Governor Kazuo Ueda said during his news conference that the 2% inflation target has not been achieved, although CPI, or Consumer Price Index, for 2 straight months were higher. He thinks prices will stabilize by 2025, but he wants more time to assess if wages and consumer prices will show favorable trend. Now, wages are up, but compared to Consumer Price Index, wages have not caught up. On the back of uncertainties, he's unable to suggest an exit plan. Now, Japan's GDP for July-September quarter contracted 0.7% from the previous quarter. It's after 3 quarters of growth. It's on the back of a weak domestic demand. Speculation was high in the financial market that the BOJ would normalize its monetary policy after Mr. Ueda said in Parliament on December 7th, from year-end to next year, it will become more challenging. But the governor decided to maintain an ultra-loose monetary policy. Now, the target for short-term interest rate is minus 0.1%. For long-term interest rate, it's 0%.
Michiyo, it's not just uncertainty in global or domestic economic conditions. We're seeing the fundraising scandal continuing to spread today. Prosecutors raiding LDP offices. Could this turmoil in domestic politics in Japan impact the timing of the exit from negative rates?
Well, some political observers say former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had huge influence on the BOJ's monetary policy. As you know, he died last year, but his faction is still the biggest in the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, wielding influence. But Abe faction's office was raided by prosecutors, and the faction is suspected of not reporting huge amounts of political funds from fundraising events. And there are views not only the accountants of the faction, but parliamentarians may be directly questioned by prosecutors. Now, that means the faction may lose its influence in policymaking. And no one from the faction has a cabinet post in the Kishida cabinet and are expected to be replaced from top party posts this Friday. Then, analysts say the BOJ may have more freedom to make its own decision.
Oh, thanks. Michiyo Ishida reporting live to us there from Tokyo.